In just a few hours, two unbeaten teams will collide in Toronto, and the winner will take a massive step toward the knockout stage of this World Cup. Germany and Ivory Coast both arrive at this match with maximum points, both having opened their campaigns with victories, and both knowing that a win today puts them firmly in control of Group E. This is the kind of match that World Cups are built around. Let us break down everything you need to know before kickoff, including the lineups, the key battles, and our prediction for how this one plays out. Let us start with how both teams got here. Germany opened their tournament campaign in Houston against Curacao, the smallest nation by population ever to qualify for a World Cup. On paper, this looked like it would be a routine victory for the four-time world champions, and in the end it was, but not without a genuine scare along the way. Felix Nmecha put Germany ahead inside 6 minutes, and everything appeared to be going exactly as expected. But then Curacao, the tiny Caribbean nation playing in their first ever World Cup, did something remarkable. They equalized midway through the first half, stunning the German side and sending shockwaves through the stadium. For a moment, one of the greatest underdog stories in World Cup history looked like it might be unfolding in real time. Germany did not panic. They responded with ruthless efficiency. Kai Havertz scored twice. Nico Schlotterbeck got on the score sheet. Jamal Musiala found the net. Nathaniel Brown and substitute Deniz Undav also scored. By the final whistle, Germany had run out 7-1 winners, recording the biggest victory of this entire World Cup so far on match day 1. It was a statement of intent from a German side that many believe is one of the genuine favorites to lift the trophy this summer. Ivory Coast's path to this match looked very different. Facing a star-studded Ecuador side, the Elephants did not produce the kind of attacking fireworks Germany showed against Curacao. Instead, they ground out a disciplined, defensively organized performance, limiting Ecuador's chances and waiting patiently for their moment. That moment arrived in the 90th minute, when Amad Diallo, the Manchester United winger, scored the winning goal to secure a 1-0 victory. It might not have been as eye-catching as Germany's rout, but for Ivory Coast, this result carried enormous significance. Beating a quality Ecuador side, even by a single goal, showed the discipline and resilience that head coach Emers Faye has instilled in this squad. The Elephants know that another positive result today would put them in an excellent position to reach the knockout rounds. Now, let us talk about the lineups, because both managers have some interesting decisions to make. For Germany, head coach Julian Nagelsmann is expected to stick with his preferred 4-2-3-1 formation. Manuel Neuer continues in goal behind a back four of Nathaniel Brown, Nico Schlotterbeck, Jonathan Tah, and captain Joshua Kimmich. In midfield, Felix Nmecha and Aleksandar Pavlovic are tasked with controlling the tempo. And in the attacking positions, Germany possess an embarrassment of riches. Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, and Leroy Sane operate just behind Kai Havertz up front. There has been some debate among German fans and media about Leroy Sane's position in the starting 11, given that he managed only 3 shots in his last outing. But Nagelsmann has been clear and direct in defending his selection, telling reporters that Sane has trained well and that he will not be swayed by public opinion when picking his team. This kind of public backing from a manager often gives a player extra motivation to prove their worth on the pitch. For Ivory Coast, Emers Faye's predicted lineup features a 4-4-2 system. Yahia Fofana starts in goal, protected by a back four of Dennis Doué, Wilfried Singo, Ousmane Agbadou, and Ghislain Konan. In midfield, the exciting young talent Yan Diomande lines up alongside Frank Kessie, Seko Fofana, and Amad Diallo. Up front, Nicolas Pepe partners with one of several options the coaching staff has been considering. There is an interesting subplot here worth mentioning. Striker Eli Wahi had faced visa complications entering Canada amid reports connected to match-fixing allegations, but he has since received travel authorization and could potentially feature today. Faye will need to decide whether to start him or continue with alternatives like Ange-Joan Boni, Umar Diakite, or Ivan Gassand. The player generating the most excitement around this Ivory Coast squad is undoubtedly Yan Diomande. This 19-year-old has been turning heads with performances that statisticians describe as historic. Against Ecuador, he became the first player on record since 1966 to create 5 or more chances, make 5 or more tackles, win 10 or more duels, and register 10 or more touches inside the opposition box, all in a single match. For a teenager to produce a stat line like that on the World Cup stage tells you everything about the kind of talent Ivory Coast possesses in this tournament. Now let us talk about the statistical trends that should shape how we think about this match, because the numbers tell an interesting story. Germany have been an absolute scoring machine in recent matches. You actually have to go back to November 14th of last year to find a German match with fewer than 3 goals scored. Their last 6 matches before this World Cup have produced 31 total goals, with German players themselves accounting for 25 of them. In their 17 competitive fixtures since Euro 2024, 3 or more goals have been scored in 11 of them. This is a team that simply does not produce quiet, low-scoring matches very often. Ivory Coast have shown similar scoring trends in their recent form, with 3 or more goals appearing in 3 of their last 4 competitive matches, and 4 or more goals in 2 of those. The 2 notable exceptions came against Ecuador and Scotland, 2 opponents who have combined to score just a single goal across 3 World Cup matches this tournament. This suggests Ivory Coast's attack tends to flow more freely against teams willing to play an open game, rather than sides that sit back defensively. What does this mean for today? Both teams have shown a tendency toward high-scoring matches when facing opponents who are willing to engage in an attacking battle. Germany are unlikely to sit back defensively, given their attacking philosophy under Nagelsmann. If Ivory Coast matched that intensity rather than retreating into a purely defensive shell, this match has the ingredients for a genuinely high-scoring, entertaining contest. There is some history between these two nations worth mentioning, though it offers little in the way of useful prediction. Germany and Ivory Coast have met only once before, a friendly match back in November 2009 that ended in a 2-2 draw, with Lucas Pod,